What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today's video, we're going to be going over replacing headlight bulbs on my wife's Mercedes GL450. This is a 2008 with HID headlights. It takes a D1S style HID bulb. I'll put a link in the description to that Sylvania bulb, as well as some other options for you guys as well. These cars also, some of them came with projector style halogen headlights. The procedure is going to be kind of the same. I don't know what style bulb that takes off the top of my head, but I'll put a link in the description down below for that bulb as well. But that repair procedure for replacing those bulbs is going to be generally the same as this one. So we're going to go over getting these replaced today. It's pretty simple, so let's get to it. All right, so the first step of doing your headlights on this vehicle is going to be get the hood open. If you've never opened yours before, underneath the driver's side of the dash, above like where your feet go on the floorboard, there is a release lever. It's that way on most cars. These cars, a lot of cars, it's on the kick panel along the side that you can actually see when you're looking down from outside the car. These cars, it's kind of hidden up underneath and tucked up out of the way. If you look up underneath there, it's a red release handle. You pull that red release handle, it pops the hood, and then your safety release is here in the middle. You're going to reach your hand in here, and you're actually going to apply this lever here, and it'll pop the hood open. Once you get your hood open, you're going to go to whatever side you're doing and get the cover off the back of the headlight. Now this cover right here obviously has an area where you're supposed to be able to grab it and turn it. And if you were looking at this from the back of the headlight towards the front of the car, it's going to be towards the left, or towards the driver's side of the car is the direction with which you need to turn it. You're going to grab it and you're going to turn it, and then you're going to pull it out. Get that out of your way, and then once you've got that off, you're going to have access to be able to see your bulb in there. At the bottom of the bulb is going to be your connector for it. You're going to pull your connector off. There's no tabs to pinch. It just kind of has like a tension fit to it. And then once you pull that connector off, you're going to take your bulb and you're going to also quarter turn, a little bit more than quarter turn it off towards the driver's side of the vehicle. And when you do that, it will come out and you will be able to replace it. Now, it has this plastic trim ring on it that has to be transferred over to the other, to the new bulb. So I'm gonna show you guys how to get this plastic trim ring off of here and put it on the new bulb. All right, so we got our old bulb here with our plastic trim ring on it still, and then this is our new bulb over here. So you see that obviously this trim ring is not part of the new bulb. This is what a bulb will come like straight out of the box. This plastic trim ring has to come off because this is what actually locks this bulb into the vehicle itself. So when you're looking at this trim ring, it's pretty hard to screw it up when you're going back on. If you see up here at the top, there's a notch in the trim ring that fits into this notch on the bulb itself. And there's also another locating tab to the left here that fits in this other locating tab. So when you're putting this trim ring on your new bulb, you're not going to be able to put it on until it's in the right spot so that the bulb is oriented properly in the light. So in order to get this trim ring off, all you're going to do is at the top here, there's this tab. And this tab, you see, has a little bit of spring load to it. You're going to push down on this tab, and you're going to pull the trim ring itself apart, and it will separate and clamshell apart. And then you're going to pull it off of your old bulb. And then you see these two notches here. Those notches are going to go back onto your new bulb, and they will go into position in the right spot so that your trim ring is right. And then you're going to swing your ring back up and snap it into place until it clicks. And then we're going to put it back in the car. All right, so going back into the car, just so I'm going to show you visually so that it's easier for you to understand. When you're putting the bulb back in, you're going to have your square bulb, okay? When it's locked into place properly in the headlight, it will be standing straight up and down like this, and you'll be able to see the name and branding and all that stuff and read it properly. You can put it in upside down, I believe. I've never tried, but if you for some reason have it in this way when you're all done, that's not the right way, then the connector is not going to reach. So when you're done, it has to be standing straight up and down like this, but you're going to be looking at it from the inside the engine bay, and it'll be facing towards the front of the car. When you go to put it in, you're going to want to put it in kind of on an angle like this into the back of the headlight so that the locating pins on that plastic trim ring find their right location and go on all the way before you turn it and lock it into place. I've seen quite a few instances where people will just jam these in there and like just force them in there, and the bulb itself will be sitting crooked or weird in the headlight and won't have proper light output. So make sure that when you're putting this bulb into the headlight, you are locating these tabs, all 4 of these tabs here that lock this ring in place, into their grooves properly before trying to twist and turn this light into place. So I'm going to put this back in here. Make sure you don't touch this bulb with your fingers or get it on anything that's dirty, because any dirt that or grease or anything like that that gets on this bulb can actually cause the bulb to break. Just due to the temperatures, it'll actually boil the grease on the surface of the glass, and it can break the glass of the bulb. That holds true with pretty much any bulb that you're replacing that's higher output. It isn't an issue with like lower output bulbs such as like turn signals or brake lights, but when you're talking like a headlight or a fog light bulb, they get so hot during operation that the greases from your finger or anything here in the engine bay can actually boil on the glass surface and cause the bulb to break. So just be careful when you're handling them to not touch the glass. So when you're going back in there, we're actually just going to, you're not really going to be able to see a whole lot because the actual projector itself that this bulb is going into is recessed in there pretty far. But when you get your bulb in place, you'll feel that it's sliding in the grooves that it's supposed to be into, and it'll seat and stop. When it does that, once it stops all the way, you're going to turn it towards the passenger side of the car, or clockwise like you're trying to tighten it, and it will find another stopping point and lock into place, and then you know you're done. And then you're going to take your connector, you're going to plug your connector back into the bottom of your bulb, and then we are going to put our cover back in place. And again, make sure that you get your cover back in the right spot and twisted and locked into place. This cover has a seal on it. It's supposed to keep moisture out of the headlights, so you want to make sure that you put this back on and make sure that your seal is in place and not cut or anything like that before you put it back on. Other than that, pretty straightforward. We're all done with this job, and we can close our hood and be done. All right, so all complete with this job. As you can see, both of our bulbs are working now. I was actually replacing mine due to my passenger side bulb having a different color than the driver's side. One note that I want to give you guys is if you have a bulb that has this like white hue to it, that is the correct color temperature or color of that bulb. This bulb actually had like a purplish color to it at times. Sometimes it would light properly color-wise, and other times it would not. That is an indication if it doesn't have this white hue and you have one bulb that's off, like say driver's side's white, other side's purple, or like a yellowish, like a lighter yellowish color, or green, or doing anything weird, that is an indication the bulb is bad, and that it may potentially completely quit working soon, or it also, when it's not working properly, is not putting out light properly, so you have decreased visibility as well. So you're going to want to replace that if your color temperature's off. That's why I replaced mine, because the color was off and I obviously knew that it wasn't putting out light properly. So other than that, if you guys have any questions about this repair on this car or anything else on this vehicle, please feel free to ask. I'll answer any questions you guys have in the comments. If you guys have any other questions about any other videos or would like to see me do anything to this car, please comment down below as well. I'll entertain anything. Other than that, I would really appreciate if you guys subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you later.